Hello! In this video walkthrough, we are going to go through an advanced volunteer registration. So if you watched the first video, this was just briefly showing you all of the different ways that you can register as a volunteer on the website by clicking on different places. But this time we're actually going to go through the entire volunteer registration process so that you know what to expect when you register with us. So I'm going to use the simplest option first, and I'm going to click on Join Us. Don't forget to watch the volunteer orientation video. This will give you a really good synopsis as to who we are, and you'll find some interesting things here that may make you interested in volunteering with us. So I'll pretend like I've watched that already. I'll click on I'm really interested. And I'll begin filling out this information. So I'm going to use some test information. And let's see, I'll start a new test. So I'll say Iran test. And I'll just choose a date of birth here. And whoops. I guess that's fine. We're just doing a test. I'm going to use an alias email just for the sake of this test, but you please feel free to use your real email. Which of course you should use your real email. I'm going to copy my email and paste it into the confirm email address, or you can just type it again. And I'm going to create a password. I'll click on Next. Okay, so now it's telling me to verify my identity, so I will check my email and I will grab the verification code from there. So you can do that on your desktop or you can do that on your phone. And I see I've received that email, and I'm just going to start typing in the code that I received in my email. If you notice, after I finish typing it, I don't have to click on verify. It just continues to the next page. And here I'm going to give some additional information. So I'll just put in some test information here for the sake of time. Be sure to include your apartment, if you have one, in the address line, city, state, zip code. Your country should automatically default to United States, and then include your mobile phone number. So again, I'm just using test information. Now, this question or this section here says we may occasionally text you for emergencies or closures. Check this box to opt out of text communication. So I don't want to check this box. I want to be included in text communication for emergencies or closures. So I will leave that as is. I don't want to opt out. And the rest of these questions are optional. I can give my emergency contact info in here. And let's just say Jane Doe 212-444. Just some test information. I can include my demographics in here. So I will just fill out some of this just to give you guys an example. Ethnicity. If you are a person with a disability, you can check that box, and you can give us your occupation if you'd like, your employer, and if you are not employed but rather in school, you can give us your school or organization that you may be working for. How did you hear about us? I will say, let's say a family or friend. If you choose other, by the way, you'll notice a box will pop up that you can let us know how you heard about us. But I'll just say family or friend. My volunteer availability, I can choose all that apply. So let's say I'm available all day on Sunday. I could be available Thursday afternoon, and let's say Monday evening. What types of volunteerism interests you? So what activity types am I interested in? I'm interested in caring for people, collecting, sorting, and packing, event organization, meal preparation. If you notice, you can choose as many as you'd like or as little as you'd like. I'll leave those. And then what are some issues that I care about? Well, I care about education, family services, health and wellness, hunger and food, and I will also choose senior services. And then what are some populations that I'd like to serve? If it's all, you can actually select all. I'll say children, family, low income, seniors. If you speak any other languages, please select them in the drop down here, and then let us know your language fluency. So this could be maybe you are an expert in Spanish and a beginner in French, or whatever the case may be for you. You can indicate that in language fluency. And if you would like to volunteer as a translator or interpreter or English language tutor, you can check this box. And if you have a car that you're willing to use to volunteer with, using for volunteer opportunities, you can check this box and a little note will pop up just letting you know that later on in the stage, in your volunteer dashboard, you'll be able to upload a photo of your driver's license, proof of registration, and proof of insurance. So I will click on next from here. And I seem awesome. Wonderful. We'd love to meet you. So you can read this. This is just going to let you know that you're going to be able to schedule for a short meet and greet with one of our volunteer services team members. And if I'm ready to do so, I can scroll down in the calendar and I can select the date and time I'm available. So let's say I'm available on the 29th and I can choose the time and I'll say about 1:30 and then I can click on next. And I've got some other test information in here, but you would type in your name and your email. Same name and email that you used to register with, so we know exactly who you are. And so I will go ahead and do that. I called myself Aaron Test on here, and my email was this one. I can share any additional information if I'd like. Then I'll click on Schedule Event. Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't realize this didn't let me select that there. test@gmail.com. There we go. Schedule event. And I'm confirmed. So I have an event on the calendar. This will send you an email as well to let you know. And to remind you as well, you'll get a reminder email the day before your meet and greet. And then I'm going to scroll down here and continue in my registration. And have I selected a meet and greet above? I will say yes, because I did. If you didn't and you don't really know your schedule right now, you would not choose a date and time in the calendar, but rather you would say no and check off remind me later, and you'll get a little message letting you know that we'll be back in touch with you within 1 to 2 weeks. But I won't do that because I know I said yes, because I scheduled, and I'll click on finish. And we'll let that load until the last page. It may take a few seconds, but don't be discouraged. All right, it's taking a little longer than usual. Hopefully it won't take this long for you when you are registering as a volunteer with us. All right, there we go. And you'll see a message like this that says looking forward to meeting you, and a little blurb just letting you know what some of the next steps are for your meet and greet and so forth. If there's anything additional we need from you, you'll be able to do that in your volunteer dashboard, and there will be a separate training walkthrough on that. From here, you can click on this button to check out the volunteer opportunities. Just be mindful that you won't be able to sign up for anything just yet until you're completely finished with the onboarding process, which includes, of course, your meet and greet and a few additional steps after that. But I hope that this was helpful. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email us at volunteers@commonpointqueens.org. Thank you.